You know, have you ever really stopped to wonder if we could actually talk to another species? I don't mean just teaching a dog to sit, but a real conversation back and forth. Well, for over 30 years, one scientist has poured her entire life into cracking that exact code to understand the incredibly complex, almost alien world of wild dolphins. So let's dive into this amazing scientific quest to finally decode the dolphin language. And it all started right here with this simple but, really profound question from childhood. This is Dr. Denise Herzing. And that curiosity, well, it sent her on a path to do for dolphins what Jane Goodall did for chimps, to completely immerse herself in their world, to understand them on their own terms. So, okay, how in the world do you even start a study like this? This isn't some sterile lab with everything under control. We're talking about the open ocean. Dr. Herzing knew, just like those legendary primate researchers, that the only way to get real answers was to commit. And I mean commit for the long, long haul. And wow, this timeline, it really puts that commitment into perspective, doesn't it? We are talking about decades of work. Get this, the first 5 years were just about building trust, just letting the dolphins get used to her team being around. It's just a story of unbelievable patience before the really deep science could even kick off. And this really shows you why that patience is so absolutely critical. Their laboratory is the ocean, so they're fighting unpredictable weather, they're trying to find a group of animals that can swim 30 miles in a day across a huge stretch of water, and the whole thing is just incredibly expensive. But most importantly, they are completely at the mercy of the dolphins. As Dr. Herzing puts it, they have interesting lives without us. Every single moment they get to spend with them is a gift. Okay, so you've put in the years, you've earned their trust. Now what? How do you even begin to figure out their society? Well, the very first step is just knowing who's who. To get the group dynamic, you have to be able to track individuals, across their entire lives. But how do you do that with a pod of dolphins that all kind of look the same? Well, the genius of their method actually lies in the dolphins themselves. These Atlantic-spotted dolphins are just perfect for this kind of research because their spots literally tell their life story. They start out spotless, what the team calls two-tone. Then, as they get older, they become speckled, then mottled, and finally fused. This natural changing pattern is basically a lifelong name tag. It lets the researchers follow individuals from birth to old age and map out entire family trees and social circles. It's brilliant. So now that they could identify individuals, the team could really start to listen in. They sorted all the sounds into 3 basic types. You've got whistles, these complex tonal sounds for social calls, and some of them actually act like unique names. Then there are clicks, which is their sonar, right, for navigating and hunting. And finally, you have burst pulses, these rapid-fire clumps of clicks they use for really intense emotional stuff. Think excitement, or maybe even an argument. But this led to a huge problem. I mean, a massive wall that had stopped researchers cold for decades. You can record all the dolphin sounds in the world, but if you don't know which dolphin is making the sound, the data is pretty much useless for understanding a conversation. Just try to imagine you're underwater with, say, 5 dolphins, all whistling and chirping away. Sound travels really weirdly underwater, making it almost impossible for our ears to tell where it's coming from. So which dolphin just made that whistle? Was that the mom calling her calf, or the calf calling for its mom? If you don't know that, you can't understand the context. You're just lost. The answer was a flat-out technological marvel. Researchers came up with this special underwater recorder. It had a camera, of course, but also not 1, but 3 hydrophones, underwater microphones. So by measuring the tiny, tiny time delays between a sound hitting each of those 3 mics, a computer could triangulate the exact origin of that sound in 3D space. And this is what they got. It basically let them see sound. The system puts these little symbols right on top of the video in real time. A red square pops up on a dolphin when it clicks. A yellow star appears when it whistles. For the very first time, they could point and say, that dolphin just made that sound, and then watch what happened next. It was a total game changer. This wasn't just, a small step forward. This was the holy grail of their research. Dr. Herzing said this was the tool she'd been dreaming of for 30 years. It finally unlocked the ability to actually watch a dolphin conversation happen, which made the next, mind-blowing phase of the research finally possible. So, Now that they can listen with this incredible new clarity, the team was ready to take the next giant leap. They were going to move from just listening in on the dolphins to actively trying to talk back, to try and bridge that communication gap between our two species. Now, to even attempt that, you have to understand the basic building blocks of any language. Semantics, that's just your vocabulary. Knowing the word ball means that round thing you play with. And syntax, that's your grammar. The rules that tell you throw me the ball make sense, but ball the me throw is just gibberish. And what's really cool is that earlier lab studies had already proved dolphins get both of these concepts. They knew the dolphins had the cognitive hardware for language. So, working with Georgia Tech, they built what is basically a Rosetta Stone for dolphins. It's called the Chat Box. It's a wearable underwater computer that lets a researcher play specific pre-programmed whistles, and this is the key part, it listens for the dolphins to mimic them back. So here's how a typical interaction would go. The researcher plays an artificial whistle they've invented that means scarf. Then the system just listens. If a dolphin mimics that exact scarf whistle, the computer recognizes it, tells the researcher through an earpiece, and they give the dolphin the scarf to play with. It's a whole system built around request and reward. But the real goal here, it wasn't just to teach them a cool party trick. It was about something way, way deeper. It was about giving the dolphins a tool to start the conversation, to make requests, to tell the humans what they wanted. It was about empowering them to communicate on their own terms. And that brings us right up to today. After all these decades of careful, painstaking recording, the Wild Dolphin Project has this incredible library of sound and behavior. It's a treasure trove of data, a trove so massive that no human being could ever hope to analyze it all. Just think about that. Over 30 years of data. Can you imagine the sheer volume of whistles and clicks and social interactions they've captured? It's this enormous data set that holds the secrets to their language, just waiting for a new, more powerful tool to come along and unlock it. And that's where AI comes into the picture. Machine learning algorithms are now sifting through this mountain of data, grouping similar sounds together and searching for these hidden grammatical structures that the human ear would just never, ever pick up on. The AI is basically asking the ultimate question. Do dolphins take smaller sound units and recombine them to create new meanings, the same way we do with letters and words? And this quote, it just nails the heart of this entire 30-year project. Because look, mimicking a sound is one thing, but true communication is about understanding. It's about knowing with intention that making a specific sound will get you a specific result. That is the barrier they're trying so hard to break. You know, through all these decades of patience, of technological breakthroughs, and just a profound respect for their subjects, Dr. Herzing and her team have brought us closer than ever to answering that question. We still don't have a dolphin dictionary, not yet. But for the first time in history, we actually have the tools to start writing one. The code is unbelievably complex, but it's finally starting to be cracked.